From Boston's Fenway Park, we have the third of our Game 12s in the Payoff Pitch Dream Season, and it's a biggie. It is the 1964 St. Louis Cardinals, who are pretty much at do-or-die time, needing to run the table against the 1977 Boston Red Sox, who are at 6-5 and currently on the cusp of a playoff position with, of course, for both these teams, 7 games to go. So, with that said, let's get to the starting lineups for both these teams and get this game underway. For the visiting 1964 St. Louis Cardinals, Lou Brock leads off in left field. Dick Grote bats second at shortstop. Curt Flood bats third in center field. Bill White bats fourth at first base. Ken Boyer bats fifth at third base. Tim McCarver bats sixth, and he's the catcher today. Mike Shannon bats seventh, and he is in right field. Bob Skinner bats eighth, and he is the DH. And Julian Javier bats ninth, and he is at second base. Roger Craig is on the mound for St. Louis, but not batting today because we're in an American League Park. Roger Craig 7-9 with a .325 earned run average. In 1964, he had 19 starts, 3 complete games, 166 innings of work. He was a right-hander. For the homestanding 1977 Red Sox, Rick Burleson will lead off at shortstop. Fred Lynn bats second at left field. Jim Rice bats third at DH. Carl Yastrzemski bats fourth in left field. Carlton Fisk bats fifth and does the catching. Bernie Carbo bats sixth and plays right field today. George Scott bats seventh and plays first base. Butch Hobson bats eighth and plays third base, and Denny Doyle bats ninth and plays second. The pitcher for the 77 Red Sox today is Rick Wise. Rick Wise, 11-5 with a .477 earned run average in 1977. 20 starts, 4 complete games, 128 innings of work. And, of course, if you know your Red Sox history, you know that Rick Wise was the winning pitcher in Game 6 of the 1975 World Series. He pitched 2 innings in relief, the 11th and the 12th, and earned himself the victory when Carlton Fisk banged his homer off of the foul pole over the Green Monster. So we are ready to go. It'll be Wise for the Red Sox against Grote, and Flood for the Cardinals in the first inning. Here we go. The pitch to Lou is a base hit to center field, and he's aboard. It's going to be interesting to see how aggressive the Cardinals decide to play it. Johnny Keane going to have some decisions to make about how he wants to go about this. Fisk, an excellent thrower in 1977, so a lot of things they could do here with Grote, hit and run, bunt, steal with Brock. See what happens. Wise to the belt. He checks Brock at first. The pitch home. Grote is bunting, and he gets it down in front of the plate. Fisk is on it. Goes to first, to Doyle covering, and the sacrifice is successful. Grote is retired. Brock advances to second, and there's a man in scoring position now for Curt Flood. The Cardinals were shut out yesterday against the pitching of Don Ossie for the Red Sox. A shutout, complete game victory for the Red Sox right-hander. The pitch to Flood is grounded to first, gloved by Scott. He's going to flip to Wise covering, and that retires Flood. Brock advances to third, and with 2 outs, it's Bill White. Bill White hit .339 against right-handers. An excellent opportunity to get the Cardinals on top. And this one is driven to center field. It's going to one-hop the wall. It's over Fred Lynn's head. He collects it and fires it back in, but Bill White has himself a 2-out double, and the Cardinals have themselves a 1-0 lead in the top of the first. Boyer comes to bat. Ken, .296 against right-handers. The pitch to Ken is hit deep to left. Way back, Yastrzemski to the wall, and it's over the monster for a 2-run dong for Ken Boyer. Elvis has left the building, so has Mr. Boyer, and it's 3-0 St. Louis in the top of the first. Tim McCarver stands in. The pitch to Tim is a comebacker to Wise. He's going to toss to Scott, and that will retire the Cardinals in the first, but they score 3 on 3 hits and leave none. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Fenway, so yeah. Always a chance for a slugfest. Roger Craig coming to the mound. Burleson, Lynn, and Rice coming to the plate. The pitch by Roger Craig is popped up. Dick Grote is going to make the play, and that's 1 gone in the Red Sox first. Fred Lynn comes to bat. Fred, .266 on the 77 season. Popped up. Julian Javier is going to call this one, and he will take it for out number 2. And now Jim Rice, .308 for the man who would be the MVP just 1 season later. Here's a base hit to right field. Rice goes the other way, and he's aboard with 2 outs. Craig now gets to face Yaz. .306 on the season against righties. Craig to the belt. The pitch is hit to Javier. He will glove it and go to Grote for the short out, and that retires the Red Sox in the first. We've played 1 in a game the Cardinals got to have. They're ahead 3-0 after 1 complete. Rick Wise coming back out. His job, hold them where they're at. And it's Shannon, Skinner, and Javier for the Cardinals coming up. The pitch from Wise. Hey, struck him out. That's the first strikeout of the game. Shannon is gone looking. And now it's Bob Skinner. .276. And it's a hanger. Skinner drills it to right field, a base hit. He's aboard with 1 man out. And Javier comes to the plate. And yeah, Julian .213 against righties. Wise to the belt. The pitch home. Grounded to Scott. Boomer goes to Burleson for 1, and that's all they're going to get. They get the lead man, Skinner. Javier beats the rap at first, and Brock comes to the plate with 2 outs, and Julian Javier at first base. Wise to the belt, checks Javier. The pitch. Hey, struck him out. That's strikeout number 2. And we go to the bottom of the second. It's 3-0 St. Louis. Roger Craig says, I hope that's not all you're going to get for me. Fisk, Carbo, and Scott coming to the plate in the Red Sox second. Carlton, .327 against right-handers. This is hit to center field toward the monster a little bit. Flood is there, and that's 1 gone. Carbo comes to the plate. Bernie, .306 against righties. This is a ground ball to Grote. He throws to White, and that's 2 down. And now the boomer, George Scott, 239 against righties. And it's a comebacker to Craig. He gloves it and throws to White, and that retires the Red Sox in the second. We've played 2, 3 runs in for the Red Sox, no runs in for the, 3 runs in for the Cardinals, no runs across for the Red Sox. For St. Louis in the third, it's Grote, Flood, and White. Wise the wind, the pitch. Ground ball, Burleson. He throws hard to Scott, and there's one gone. Flood, 290. Hit in the air to left. Yaz takes it for out number 2. And Bill White, who doubled, scored, and drove in a run in the first, singles to center in the third. And he's got 2 hits on the day. That'll bring up Boyer, a 2-run shot in the first. Wise to the belt. The pitch. Ground ball, Doyle. He's going to flip to Burleson to force White. And that retires the Cardinals in the third. So after a big start to the game, Wise has righted the ship and is pitching well now. For Boston in the bottom of the third, it's Hobson, Doyle, and Burleson coming up to try and get back in this game. Butch, 264 against righties. Craig winds, and the pit, he struck him out. That's Rogers' first K on the day. 1 gone in the third. Here comes Denny Doyle, another hero of the 75 series. 246 for Denny in 1977 against righties. Doyle loops this one to right field, and it's going to drop in and scoot past Mike Shannon. Look at Denny Doyle run. He's going to make second base, and he has a 1-out double, which puts him in scoring position for Burleson. Excuse me. All right. Rick 0 for 1 on the day. 275 against righties. Craig to the belt, the pitch. Hit to center, Flood on the run. He will get there, and that's 2 down. And now it's Lynn, who hit 266 against righties. Craig to the belt again, the pitch. He walked him. Now the tying run comes to the plate in the person of Jim Rice. Not what you want to see if you're Johnny Keane. Rice is 1 for 1. Craig to the belt, the pitch. Ground ball short. Grote gloves it, throws to Javier. They just nip Lynn at second base, and that retires the Red Sox in the third. We go to the fourth. McCarver, Shannon, and Skinner will be coming up for St. Louis. Tim 0 for 1 on the day. Wise winds and the pitch. Hey, he struck him out. That's number 3 for Wise on the day. Shannon 0 for 1. Wise winds and the pitch. Ground ball, Burleson. He throws to Scott, and that's out number 2. And Skinner, who's 1 for 1. Wise winds, and the pitch. This is lifted in the air to right. Carbo toward the line will make the catch. And that retires the Cardinals in the fourth. We've played 3.5. It's 3-0 St. Louis. Craig coming back out to face Yaz, Fisk, and then Carbo for those Red Sox. Yaz is 0 for 1 on the day. Craig the wind and the pitch. Ground ball, White. He's going to flip to Craig covering, and that's 1 down. Carlton Fisk is 0 for 1. Pitch to him. is driven over Flood's head. It's going to one-hop the wall. Fisk is going to have himself an easy double. And with one out, a man in scoring position. Now for Carbo. Bernie is 0 for 1. Craig to the belt. Checks Fisk at second. And it's a hanger that Bernie lines to right field. It's around the pesky pole, and it's gone. Elvis has left the building, so has Bernie Carbo, and suddenly it's a 3-2 Cardinal lead with George Scott coming to the plate. Craig frustrated with himself, and Johnny Keane pacing, looking for his vaping materials in the Cardinal dugout. Craig winds the pitch. This one's hit toward the monster and gone. Back-to-back shots for the Red Sox. Elvis has left the building. So has George Scott. Back-to-back shots for Carbo and Scott, and the game is tied at 3. That's going to get action going in the Cardinal bullpen. Glenn Hobby, we'll go with Hobby, is warming up. And Butch Hobson is digging in with one out. A double by Fisk, a homer by Carbo, and a homer by Scott has tied this game. Pitch to Hobson. He lines a base hit to center field. 4 hits in a row for the Red Sox. Doyle coming up. He doubled just last inning. Craig might be falling apart here in the 4th inning. Roger to the belt. Checks Hobson. The pitch. He struck out Doyle. That's strikeout number 2 for Roger Craig. He's 1 out from getting out of this. Burleson comes to the plate. Rick is 0 for 2. Roger to the belt. The pitch home is hit to center, but not deep. Flood is going to handle it, and that will retire the Red Sox, but they score 3 on 4 hits and leave 1. We got a brand new ball game at Fenway, 3-3. In the top of the 5th, it's Javier, and then the top of the Cardinal order, Brock, and then Grote, as the Cardinals try and rebuild their lead in the 5th. Julian Javier had better offensive seasons than 1964, but in this one, he is 0 for 1 and is looking to get on base. He reached in the 2nd inning on a fielder's choice and would love to be on base when the lineup turns over for Mr. Brock. Wise winds, and the pitch to Javier. Ground ball, Doyle. He throws to Scott, and there's 1 man gone in the 5th. Lou Brock, 1 for 2 with a run scored. Wise winds. The pitch. It's drilled by Brock to left, and it lands in the bullpen for a solo homer. Elvis has left the building, and now so has Lou Brock. Elvis keeps coming back. That's his problem. Brock gives the Cardinals a 4-3 lead, and now the Cardinals the Red Sox are looking at getting their bullpen going. It's Mike Paxton. Mike Paxton and Bill Lee. Double-barreled action in the Red Sox bullpen. Dick Grote steps up. He bunted and is 0 for 1. The pitch from Wise. Hit to right, but not too deep. Here sprints in Bernie Carbo, and there's 2 gone. And now Curt Flood, who's 0 for 2 on the day, and 2 outs in the inning. The pitch to him is a base hit to left. He pulls it in front of Yaz, and he's aboard with 2 outs for White, who's 2 for 2, and has been a thorn in Rick Wise's side all day long. Don Zimmer's got a choice to make here. White's got quite a platoon differential. You're going to pitch to him. with Wise. Wise to the belt, checks Flood. The pitch to White is grounded to Hobson. Butch goes the short way to Doyle, and that retires the Cardinals in the fifth, but they get one on 2 hits and retake the lead on the Lou Brock homer, 4-3. Roger Craig strolling back out for the bottom of the fifth. We're halfway through this one. Fred Lynn, Jim Rice, Carl Yastrzemski for Boston. And they were smelling a little bit of blood, a little of Roger Craig's blood in the bottom of the fourth. He winds, and the pitch to Lynn is a line shot at Grote, and he makes the catch. There's one gone. Jim Rice, 1 for 2. Craig winds. The pitch to Jim. Line shot at Grote. He's not fooling anybody. 2 line shots in a row right at Grote, and Grote's hand is hurting right now. And Yastrzemski comes to the plate. Yaz is 0 for 2. Craig winds, and the pitch. This is hit toward Brock. And he makes the catch for the 3rd out. All 3 hit on the line, but none of them dropped for hits. We have played 5 in Boston. It's 4-3 St. Louis in a game both teams desperately want. Wise coming back out, but Paxton and Lee are ready in the bullpen when they are needed. Boyer is 1 for 2 with a 2-run shot in the first inning. Rick, the wind, and the pitch. Ground ball short, taken by Burleson. He throws to Scott. 1 gone. McCarver coming up. Tim is 0 for 2. Wise the wind, the pitch. Lifted in the air to right. Carbo toward right center a little bit, and he's going to make the catch for out number 2, and that's Mike Shannon coming on. Mike is 0 for 2. Wise winds. Hey, struck him out. That's strikeout number 4 for Rick Wise, and that retires the Cardinals in the 6th. We've played 5.5. It's 4-3 St. Louis. And this is the part of the lineup that caused Craig so many problems back in the 4th. It's Fisk, Carbo, and Scott coming up for Boston. Fisk is 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. Craig winds the pitch. He walked him. That's not the start you want. New pitcher warming up now in the bullpen for St. Louis. It's Ron Taylor and Gordy Richardson. Double-barreled action for the Cardinals. Fisk is aboard with a walk. There's nobody out, and Carbo coming to the plate. They're a little limited in what they can do here. Carbo is not a great bunter if they're thinking about a bunt. Zimmer, top step of the dugout, watching intently. Bernie went deep back in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. Craig to the belt, checks Fisk. The pitch home is lifted to right. This is deep. Shannon to the track, to the wall. He's got it, and that will send Fisk sprinting back to first base. He was almost to second. And there's 1 man out now in the Boston 6th. George Scott comes to the plate. He also went deep in the 4th, 1 for 2. Craig to the belt, the pitch home. The boomer goes to center field, dead center. Flood on the run to the track, to the wall. It's out of here, and Scott has left the building for the 2nd time. A 2-run bomb gives the Red Sox a 5-4 lead. And here comes Johnny Keane. That's going to do it for Roger Craig, as Ron Taylor is going to get the call to face Butch Hobson in the bottom of the 6th. 1 batter too long as Ron Taylor comes in now. But before we tell you about Taylor, let's talk about Craig. 5 1/3 innings, 7 hits. He walked 2. He struck out 2. He allowed 5 runs. They're all earned. The book is closed. 3 home runs. 5-4, he stands to get the loss unless St. Louis can do something about that score. Hobson is 1 for 2 with a strikeout. He's coming to the plate and digging in against Taylor. Taylor has 63 games on the 64 season. He started 2. He saved 7, 101 innings, an 8-4 record with a little bit high, 462 earned run average for that era. A little bit on the lofty side, but a tough competitor on the mound, and certainly had big days with the Mets later on in his career. So, and it looks like when Barney Schultz went down, it looks like Taylor took over some of the closing chores. So, Taylor on to try and put out the fire. Cardinals down by a run. Hobson up, 1 for 2. Doyle on deck. Taylor the wind and the pitch, and that's a base hit to center. Hobson's aboard with an insurance run. Doyle comes up. Denny is 1 for 2 with a double. Taylor to the belt, checks Hobson. The pitch to Doyle. Hey, struck him out. That's 2 down. And the first strikeout for Taylor on the day. And now it's Burleson. Hobson working on his lead at first. Taylor to the belt, checks Butch. The pitch to Rick. Lifted in the air to center. Flood will make the catch, and that retires the Red Sox in the 6th. But we go to the 7th, and we got a new leader in this game. The Red Sox 5, the Cardinals 4. And we're going to have a new pitcher. New pitcher for the Red Sox is going to be Bill Lee. This is his first appearance in relief for the Beantowners. Mike Paxton staying loose in the Red Sox bullpen. Skinner is due. They're calling him back, and we're going to have a pinch hitter for the DH, Skinner. And that's going to be Carl Warwick, backup outfielder. So Carl Warwick will bat for Skinner, leading off the top of the 7th. He will be followed by Javier and then Brock as the Cardinals try and mount a comeback. Lee winds and pitches to Warwick. This is grounded to Doyle. He throws to Scott for the first out of the 7th inning. Now it's Javier, who much better against lefties. 296 on the season. Lee winds and the pitch. And it's a hanger, and Javier jerks it to left. Yastrzemski to the wall. We're tied. Javier goes deep, and he did that 12 times in 1964, 8 of them against left-handers. So we are tied at 5. The Cardinals come back again. And Brock will be the batter. 286 against lefties. Lee, the pitch, popped up. George Scott, just barely in fair territory, will take it for out number 2. And now Dick Grote. Dick is 0 for 2. Lee winds, the pitch, ground ball Burleson. He throws to Scott, and that retires the Cardinals. But the Cardinals get another long one. They've had 3 in the game so far. 1 by Boyer, 1 by Brock, and this inning, 1 by Javier to tie this game. Taylor coming back out. His job, hold those Red Sox. It's time to stretch them out in Boston. It's 5-5. Cardinals, Red Sox tie. Fred Lynn, Jim Rice, Carl Yastrzemski in the bottom of the 7th. Lynn is 0 for 2 with a walk. Taylor winds the pitch. And this is drilled to center field. It's going to split Flood and Shannon and be a leadoff double for Freddie Lynn. Gordy Richardson starts throwing again for the Cardinals, and so does Bob Humphreys. Rice steps to the plate. They could walk him. First base is open. But they're going to go after him. Taylor to the belt, checks Lynn at second. The pitch home to Rice. Hit in the air to center. Flood is going to make the catch. Lynn is tagging. And he will hold. Yastrzemski comes to the plate, 0 for 3 for Carl. Taylor to the belt again, checks Lynn again. The pitch home is a base hit. That is a 64 hopper up the middle. Flood charges it, but Lynn is already around third, and he will score the 6th run of the game as Yaz comes through with a tie-breaking single. It's 6-5 Boston, and Fisk coming to the plate. Here comes Johnny Keane. He wants Humphreys, and he's going to get him. That's it for Taylor. Bob Humphreys, who's been up and down this mini season. Give you his numbers in a minute. Taylor, 1 inning, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, no walks, a strikeout. And he's got a runner that's still his responsibility on first base in Carl Yastrzemski. Humphreys, 28 games, 2 saves, 42 innings of work, a 2-0 record with a 253 earned run average. He's a knuckleballer, and he's going to be facing Fisk, who's 1 for 2 with a double and 2 runs scored and a walk on the day. So, Humphreys is going to try and get Carlton to hit into a double play. Let's see what he does. Humphreys to the belt, the pitch. This is grounded to Grote. Dick goes to Javier for 1. The relay to White, not in time. Fisk beats the rap at first base and avoids the twin killing. Humphreys will now pitch to Carbo, who hit a 2-run bomb in the 4th. Red Sox leads 6-5. There's 2 outs and Fisk at first. Yaz retired on the force out. Humphreys the pitch. It's a floater to Carbo. He lifts it in the air to right. Mike Shannon is going to make the catch, and he does, and that retires the Red Sox in the 7th. But they score another run. And on 2 hits, they leave 1. And after 7, it's 6-5 Boston. And here comes Boston's closer. It's Bill Campbell coming on, who was such a big part of this ball club. Lee went 1 inning, 1 hit, no walks, no strikeouts, 1 run. It was earned, and it was a home run. But Bill Campbell is on now to try and nail this thing down for Boston and get them their 7th win of the mini season. We'll give you his numbers. 69 games in 1977, 31 saves. But look at this, 140 innings of work, a 13-9 record, and a 296 earned run average. He was a screwball specialist, and he's on now to face the meat of the Cardinals' order, Flood, White, and Boyer. And if anybody gets on, McCarver. Kurt Flood is 1 for 3 on the evening. The Cardinals are down a run, and they've got 2 innings to do something about it. Campbell winds, and the pitch. Hey, struck him out. There's one gone in the 8th. Bill White comes to the plate, 2 for 3 for Bill. Campbell winds the pitch. This is a comebacker, gloved by Campbell. He will go to first base, and there's 2 down. Now Boyer, 1 for 3 with a homer of his own. Bill winds the pitch. Hit to center. Lynn coming on, and he's got it for out number 3 in the 8th. It's a 1-2-3-8 for the Red Sox closer, Bill Campbell. Humphreys coming back out to try and shut the Red Sox down in the bottom of the 8th, hold them where they're at, and hope they can do something about the lead in the 9th. It's a 6-5 Red Sox lead in the bottom of the 8th. George Scott, Butch Hobson, Denny Doyle coming up in the bottom of the 8th. Scott, 2 for 3, a solo homer in the 4th, a 2-run homer in the 6th, and later, he's going to drive everybody home. Hobson is 2 for 3, and Doyle is 1 for 3. So the bottom of the Red Sox order has done some damage here against the Cardinals. Let's see what happens here with Scott facing Humphreys. Bob winds, and the pitch lifted to left. Brock in his tracks will make the catch, and there's 1 gone. They finally retire Scott. There's 1 gone. Hobson up. 2 for 3, as I said, for Butch. Humphreys winds and throws. Hey, struck him out. That's Humphreys' first strikeout. And now Denny Doyle. 1 for 3 with a double for Denny. It's a base hit to center field. 2 for 4 for Doyle. Flood collects it and throws it back in, and now it's Burleson, 0 for 4 for Rick. Humphreys to the belt, checks Doyle, the pitch home. He goes the other way. It's a base hit to right. Doyle stops at second to get Lynn up with 2 on and 2 outs. Humphreys... That's it. Johnny Keane wants a new pitcher. It's going to be Gordy Richardson. Playing it like Game 7 of the World Series, because for the Cardinals it kind of is. Richardson coming on to face Lynn in the bottom of the 8th and try and get out of the mess. Gordy Richardson, 19 games, 6 starts, 1 save. 47 innings, 4-2 record, 230 earned run average. But he's left-handed, and that's why he's in the game, because of Lynn knocking 26 homers, 26 points off his average, and some power as well. So Richardson to the belt. Checks Doyle at second, checks Burleson at first. The pitch home to Lynn is grounded to White. Bill is going to take it himself to first, and the strategy works. We go to the 9th. It's 6-5 Boston. Campbell coming back out to try and complete the save. It'll be McCarver, Shannon, and maybe Carl Warwick in the 9th for the Cardinals. None of these men have a hit today. McCarver's 0 for 3. He stands in against Campbell. Bill winds and throws, and this is hit to left. It's over Yastrzemski's head. It's off the monster. Look at McCarver run. He's got himself a double, and the tying run for the Cardinals is in scoring position. Now it's Shannon, 0 for 3 for Mike on the evening. Campbell to the belt, checks McCarver at second. The pitch home Hit to left, not deep. Yastrzemski coming on. He will make the catch, and that's out number one, and it's now Warwick's turn. Carl pinch hit for Skinner in the seventh and grounded out. Johnny Keane looking at his lineup card, and he's going to let Warwick bat. Campbell to the belt, checks McCarver. The pitch is trouble. This is a base hit for Warwick. It's center field. It lands in front of Lynn. McCarver is around third. Warwick ties the game at 6. We got a new game in the 9th inning. One man out. Javier coming to the plate. Warwick on first. There's one man out. Javier up there. Campbell to the belt. The pitch to Javier is hit to left, but not deep. It's a mile in the air. Yastrzemski calling, and he makes the catch for out number 2. And here comes Lou Brock. Lou 2 for 4 with a solo homer of his own. Look at the Cardinals scrapping for this game. Warwick on first. Campbell to the belt. The pitch home. This is hit to Doyle. He's going to flip to Burleson the short way for the out, but the Cardinals score another solo run to tie the game at 6. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Let's see what changes they may make. There will be a new pitcher. Gordy Richardson is gone. It's going to be Barney Schultz, their closer, who had arm problems. "30 games, 49 innings, 14 saves, a 1-3 record with a 164 earned run average. Schultz is on to face the meat of the Boston order in the 9th. Rice, Yastrzemski, and Fisk. Not an easy task. Jim is 1 for 4. Schultz the wind. The pitch to Rice. Hit in the air to center. This is going to drive Flood back, but he's going to have room. And on the track, he makes the catch. One gone. Bottom of the 9th, 6-6. Yastrzemski stands in, 1 for 4. Pitch to Carl. Grounded to Grote. Dick. Dick Grote. Boots it. Clangs off his glove. Yastrzemski is safe at first. Fisk comes to the plate with the winning run on base. Carlton is 1 for 3. A double, 2 runs scored, and a walk on his ledger. Schultz in a jam. Yaz at first, 1 out. Schultz to the belt, checks Yaz. The pitch home to Fisk is a base hit to right. Yastrzemski is going to go all the way to third base. Shannon's throw comes into second, and Fisk is aboard at first. There's men at the corners for the Red Sox, and one man out. Bernie Carbo coming to the plate. Yeah, they don't have any lefties to go after Carbo with, so their choices are to pitch to Carbo with men at first and third and 1 out, or walk him and pitch to Scott, who's hit 2 homers in the game, and that would be with the bases loaded. I think they would pitch to Carbo. So Schultz is going to do that. Schultz to the belt, checks Yaz at third, checks Fisk at first. The infield is in. The outfield is in. The pitch. Hey, struck him out. That's a strikeout. First one for Schultz, 2 gone for Scott. Now they could walk Scott and go after Hobson with the bases loaded, but Butch has 2 singles on the day. So they're going to go after Scott. If Scott hits a dong, it's on me. Schultz to the belt. Checks Yaz at third, checks Fisk at first. The pitch home to Scott is hit in the air to center. Flood on the run, on the run, on the run. He's got it, and we're going to go extra innings today in Boston. Barney Schultz dodges a major bullet. First and third with nobody out in the bottom, or with 1 out in the bottom of the 9th, and they get nothing. Campbell back out. He will face Grote, Flood, and White in the Cardinal 10th. 3rd inning of work for Campbell. He allowed the tying run in the top of the 9th. Dick Grote 0 for 3 on the day. The pitch to Grote. Ground ball second. Denny Doyle throws to Scott, and there's 1 out in the 10th. Flood. Campbell winds. The pitch. Base hit, Flood, center field. That's Flood's 2nd hit of the day. He's 2 for 5. White comes to the plate. The Red Sox have burned their left-handed reliever, Bill Lee, so it's up to Campbell to get White. Campbell to the belt, checks Flood at first. The pitch home. Hey, struck him out. That's strikeout number 2 for Campbell. And now Ken Boyer stands between Campbell and the bottom of the 10th for the Red Sox. Ken Boyer 1 for 4, 2-run shot. Campbell to the belt, the pitch. Hey, struck him out. That's 3 strikeouts for Campbell, and that retires the Cardinals in the top of the 10th. We go to the bottom of the 10th. Barney Schultz coming back out. It's Hobson, Doyle, and Burleson due. Butch 2 for 4 on the day. Schultz back out for 1 more inning. There's no action in the Cardinal bullpen. It's his game right now. The pitch. Hey, strikes out Hobson. 2 strikeouts on the day for Schultz. Denny Doyle will be hit for. Denny Doyle will be hit for. It's going to be Dwight Evans batting for Doyle. And Evans certainly has the power to hit the monster or go over it. Schultz winds. The pitch. Hey, struck him out. 3 strikeouts for Schultz. Evans is gone, and now Burleson. 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th. Schultz winds. The pitch. Hey, strikes out the side. We're going 11 in Boston. We're tied at 6. We will have a new second baseman. It will be Steve Dillard coming on for the Red Sox. He will bat 9th in the order. Evans is gone. New Red Sox pitcher. As both these teams are going all out, they want this game. Bob Stanley coming on for the Red Sox. Jack of all trades in 77 for the Red Sox. 41 games, 13 starts, 3 complete games, and 3 saves. 151 innings of work, 8-7 record with a .399 earned run average. McCarver, Shannon, and Warwick coming up in the Cardinal 11th. We're tied at 6. And Glenn Hobby is throwing in the Cardinal bullpen. He will likely do the pitching in the bottom of the 11th for the Redbirds. McCarver stands in. He is 1 for 4. The pitch to Tim. Hey, struck him out. Second strikeout on the evening for McCarver. 1 gone in the 11th. Mike Shannon 0 for 4. 2 strikeouts on his day. Ground ball, Dillard throws to Scott, 2 down. And now Warwick against Stanley. 1 for 2. He drove in the tying run in the 9th inning. Carl, comebacker, gloved by the Steamer. He flips to Scott, and that retires the Cardinals 1-2-3 in the 11th. We go to the bottom of the 11th. It's Hobby. A right-hander to face Lynn, Rice, and Yastrzemski. Glenn, 13 games, 5 starts, 1 complete game, 1 save, 44 innings, a 1-2 record, and a .426 earned run average. So let's see how this works out. Lynn, 1 for 4. No action in the Cardinal bullpen. Fred has also walked. He has doubled. He has scored a run. 1 run, and it's over. Lynn is the leadoff batter in the bottom of the 11th. We are tied at 6. Hobby winds the pitch. It's hit on the ground to Boyer. He throws to White, and there's 1 man gone in the 11th. Jim Rice, 1 for 5. Singled way back in the 1st. Rice hits it in the air to center, a mile in the air, but not deep. Flood is going to make the catch, and there's 2 gone. Now it's Yaz. Nobody on. 2 outs. 1 for 5 for Yastrzemski. He has an RBI. The pitch from Hobby is a base hit to right for Yastrzemski. He's aboard, and it's Fisk in the bottom of the 11th coming to the plate. There's 2 men out. Hobby in a jam. 2 hits on the day for Fisk. 2 for 4. 2 runs scored. A double, a walk. He can be the hero here if he can hit something in the gap. Hobby to the belt. The pitch. He walked him. Yastrzemski moves up to second base. Fisk takes first. And it's Carbo coming to the plate. Bernie 1 for 5, but the 1 was a 2-run dong in the 4th. Can he do it again? Hobby to the belt. The pitch. Hey, struck him out. Hobby gets out of the 11th. We're going 12. 6-6 tie in Boston. Stanley Steamer coming back out for the 12th for Boston. He will face Javier, Brock, and Grote for St. Louis. Let's mix up the cards a little bit here. We got a 6-6 tie. Javier is 1 for 4. He hit a solo dong in the 7th to tie the game at that time. This game's turning into a classic. A grudge match. Both teams need it. Both teams are playing like they gotta have it. And we're in the 12th. So Javier stands in against Stanley. The pitch. Ground ball third, gloved by Hobson. He's gonna throw to Scott, and that's 1 gone. Brock, 2 for 5. Stanley winds the pitch. Brock, sharp single base hit. It falls in front of Lynn. He's aboard. Fisk has a gun. Are they going to send him? These are tough calls. All right. Brock works on his lead. Stanley to the belt. The pitch. There goes Brock. It's a hit and run. This is hit to right center. Yep. This is hit to right center. It's going to be off the wall and shoot towards center field. It gets past Lynn. Brock is around third. He will score. Dick Grote with a triple sliding. And with one out, the Cardinals have broken the tie. It's 7-6 on a hit-and-run triple by Dick Grote. Curt Flood coming to the plate. Infield is moving in, and Grote is working on his leadoff third. Stanley to the belt, looks at Grote at third base. The pitch. Ground ball, Scott. Grote on contact, heading home. Scott fires to Fisk. The play at the plate, he got him. Flood is safe at first on the fielder's choice. Scott throws to Fisk to get Grote at the plate. Bill White coming up. Bill White is 2 for 5. There's 2 men out, and Flood at first. Stanley to the belt. The pitch home. It's a comebacker. To Stanley. And it's off his glove. Stanley commits the error. White is safe at first. Flood slides into second safely as the ball trickles away from the Steamer's glove. It's 2 outs and now 2 on for Boyer. Zimmer on the top step of the dugout begging Stanley to come through. Boyer 1 for 5. Stanley to the belt. The pitch is hit to Lynn in center. Fred Lynn makes the catch and saves the Steamer's life as Don Zimmer just glares at him as he comes into the dugout. So, on a single by Brock and a triple by Grote, the Cardinals take a 7-6 lead in the 12th. But young Glenn Hobby is on the mound. He's pitched 1 inning and dodged a huge bullet. And now he's got bullets named George Scott, Butch Hobson, and Steve Dillard to dodge in the bottom of the 12th. No action in the Cardinal bullpen. Glenn Hobby is it. Scott with 2 homers on the day. A solo shot in the 4th, a 2-run dong in the 6th. Can he do it again and tie this game? The Cardinals lead 7-6. Hobby the wind and the pitch. Scott hits it to center field. It's in the alley between Brock and Flood. He will get himself a double, a leadoff double for the Boomer in the 12th. Butch Hobson coming to the plate. Now what do? Hobson actually bunted a fair amount for Zimmer. Hobby in trouble. Scott at second. All right, Zimmer flashing signs. Hobby to the belt. The pitch to Hobson. He's not bunting. Fly ball center field. Flood is going to make the catch. Scott is tagging and will hold. Dillard is due. But Dillard has a 195 average against right-handers. So Zimmer's going to his bench again, knowing that there's no action in the Cardinal bullpen. It's going to be left-handed hitter Rick Miller pinch hitting for Dillard. Rick Miller, 273 against right-handers, a 355 on base average. He wants to get a hit and bring Scott home. Hobby to the belt. He's a right-handed pitcher. Scott works on his lead off second. The pitch to Miller is grounded to second. Javier gloves it and throws to White. That moves Scott to third, but now there's 2 outs and Burleson comes to the plate. Rick has not had a great night. 1 for 6 with a strikeout, but he can change all that with a base hit, bringing in Scott 90 feet away. Cardinals defense is at normal depth. It's 7-6 St. Louis. There's 2 men out. It's the bottom of the 12th inning. Hobby to the belt. Looks at Scott at third base. The pitch home to Burleson. Hey, struck him out and wins the game for the Cardinals. 7-6. A 7-6 12-inning victory that just might have saved St. Louis's season, bringing them to 4-8 with 7 to play. No, I'm sorry, that's not true. There are 6 games to play. The Red Sox dropped to 6-6 and are in that morass of teams struggling with mediocrity in the American League pennant race. Let's give you the totals. For the 64 Cardinals, 7 runs on 13 hits, and they committed 1 error. For the vanquished 1977 Boston Red Sox, 6 runs on 15 hits, and they committed 1 error. That was by the Steamer in the 12th. Winning pitcher, Glenn Hobby. Losing pitcher, Bob Stanley. No save. Cardinals now 4-8. Red Sox now 6-6. Tomorrow on my channel, Sports Page 12 brings you up to date with all the scores and highlights from the 12th games of all these teams in my Payoff Pitch Dream Season. I'll also go over the schedules for the rest of the way in this season and talk about the standings and the playoff picture, at least as it looks at that point. Thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope that I'm bringing you some entertainment during this crazy 2020 year. We got to stick together, people. My name's Kurt Berglund. Hope you have a great night. So long, everybody.